Hey, what is up, guys? And welcome back to another Magic Gathering online league. We're back again with Eldrazi Ramp on the play for game one. We're gonna mulligan this. This is not much better. I mean, it can be a turn 2 or turn 3 Chrysalis, turn 3 Mega Spawn. I'll keep drop Rumble or Command. Right now, Command is outright unplayable, so we'll do that. Commercial District, trigger. I'll put Lab on top and pass. That way, if we find ourselves with a 7-mana value spell with Rumble, we'll be able to then cast Mega Spawn or Chrysalis, respectively. Thoughtseize, target me. Currently, just messing around with the sideboard a bit. Like, I feel like the sideboard, 14 out of 15 slots are locked in. It's that 15th slot in specifically the whatchamacallit, the Torpor Orb slot, which I tried Cityscape Leveler briefly. I was like, that might be worth it, so on and so forth. And I'm just not entirely certain. Also, I'm not certain what we're playing against. Just Swamp Thoughtseize like makes me feel like it could be Bling, so I kind of want to grab Devourer. So we'll grab Devourer. And we'll pass and hold up the ability to respond. But tried Cityscape Leveler, remembered why I don't like Leveler in Ramp. Just it getting to 8 mana when it's not Eldrazi just isn't really feasible. The Rack. Oh, fascinating. Okay. Oh, rack do rack things. Forest. Lab. Imprint. We'll take some damage. Tempted the Rumble instead. I think putting a body on board will be good, though. Trigger. And we'll grab a Temple. Could grab Sanctum. I'll grab Temple here. You still have the Rumble. And pass. And pass. But yeah, I guess, is there a world where they play Orcish Bowmaster? They play Saga. Marsh Flats fetch. And Liliana. Discards a card. I'll discard a forest. Alright. 2, 3, 4, 5. A soul land would get me there. Rack. Deals 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In that case, we'll just get rid of Lily. Did I miss one? Oh, no, I was right. And Lily down, we'll attack for 3. Down to 14 and pass. Saga. Another Saga. Not a fan of that. And another Lily. Tick up or minus? I'll sacrifice a Sowing Myco Spawn. Take some damage from the rack. A KGC. Well, I will attack Lily. We can both Rumble and KGC, so let's do that. Start off with a Rumble. Emrakul the Promised End, I think is correct here. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 11 KGC minus KGC. I'm going to grab engineered explosives for the saga tokens. And that rumble's kind of rough, not gonna lie. I was gonna float him in. I imagine grab Pith or another rack. Spell Bomb. They can't activate it though, so I'm not sure the thought process there unless they have a way to deal with Karn. But yeah, right now in the 15th card slot, oh, they do feed this cycle. My thought here is with the 15th slot I have, okay, Inquisition takes the EE. Is decided to try out Crucible of Worlds for no reason. Pithy Needle naming Ugin's Lab? Karn? Ugin's Lab, so that way Devour's locked underneath. Rack. No reason to rush out the Talisman. Down to 8. Yeah, I think we just hold the Talisman then, though then again, 2, 4, 6. This would at least would allow me to cast 7 mana value spells. So I'll pass. Do you make a construct as a blocker? I make a construct as a construct. Become a 4/4 at the very least. Yeah, feed the cycle. That's a pretty good play there. Another rack. So we'll take what, 4 damage? Yes, down to 8. Draw. 7, 8, 9. So we'll go to combat. And pass. Take 4. Do you have a way to get rid of the Emrakul in hand? If so, you win. There should only be 2. Yes. Go to combat. Orcish Bowmaster. Yep, you had it regardless. Yes. I will concede. Yeah, that was a wee bit unfortunate. So, the rack. Lost for game 1. Yeah, if they didn't have a blocker there, we would have been in a better position. So return out, claim in, Chrysalis in, and I think we keep it like that. Yeah. Yeah, it's one thing about Ramp, we do tend to just dump our hand. Yes. It's very slow. I'm gonna mulligan this. But the thing is, like, mulliganing here is good. Keep this. Dump lab. Done. Go to main. District. Trigger. Grave. Yeah, well, I'm going to put it on top because if they Thoughtseize hit Rumble, then we're going to want that Talisman. If they don't, then we're fine. Dreams of Steel and Oil, so they can't hit the Rumble, so that's good. Instead, they'll probably take a Myco Spawn or a Chrysalis. What the hell is my turtle doing? Right now I have a fish quarantined right above his tank, and I think he's angry about it. Let's rumble. Another temple. Yep, we'll grab temple. Unfortunately, we hit both of our nature's claims somehow. And pass. So now we can kick a Myco spawn next turn. Saga. You have another Seize effects. I'll pitch the Talisman. Yeah. Draw. Sprawl. And nope, not Sprawl. Kick the Myco spawn. Let's get rid of that Saga. Alright, Saga down. And I will grab... Oh, did we... Oh, we had the Commercial District in hand, right. I guess in that case, we can go... Stomping Grounds tapped, or we can just go... I think Stomping Grounds tapped might be right. Either that or Cavern of Souls. Cavern of Souls might not be bad. Yeah, Cavern of Souls. Name Eldrazi. Because keeping the Utopia Sprawl in hand might not be a bad thing. Because they bump it up to level 2, then it's just acting as a rack, basically. I think opponent scooped. Alright. Go sideboard. And again, I think we just run it back as is. Yeah, for some reason, like, I was thinking through all the artifacts I wanted to put in this 15th slot, like Cityscape Leveler, I thought about Wormcoil Engine, and for some reason Conduit of Worlds kind of came to mind, and I don't know why. I thought like, well, we put a lot of cards into the yard, maybe that's not a bad idea. I mean, they have a Seize effect off bat. I'll keep and see if we can make this work. Okay, so we're just trying to ramp out Karn ASAP. Swamp. And passing. No Seize effect. That's surprising. Temple. Fetch for a forest. Sprawl. Red. And pass. And pass. Void Walker. That's unfortunate. Yeah, that's a problem in so many ways. So I can... I'm trying to think. If I go forest, sprawl, red, talisman, and then talisman. If they have a Seize effect and hit Karn, we're in such deep trouble. Please have a Seize effect that can hit Karn. Urza Saga, yep. Graveyard Trespasser is fine. This is okay. Draw. To another talisman, you gotta be joking me. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have 7 mana. I can X equals 3. KGC can plus, but still dies. I can plus on a talisman and block the Graveyard Trespass. The problem is if Karn dies, then we're in trouble. But doing nothing isn't an option either. Minusing Karn would give them... Actually, how does Jailer read again? Players can't cast non-creature spells from graveyards. Huh. I mean, we could grab Soulish Jailer. Unironically, that's an option. It blocks the Graveyard Trespasser, will die to Dothy. It'll act as a blocker going forward. The other option, which I don't think is an option, is EE. Liquid Metal does nothing. Tormod Scripts does nothing. Conduit of Worlds is kind of cute, but right now does nothing because of Dothy. So I think maybe we just go KGC. Like I said, the other option is we plus KGC for Talisman, but I think that'll have something to kill it. And then everything's just kind of all for naught. I mean, that same thing could be said true for the Soulish Jailer, right? Temple, Talisman, Karn, plus on Talisman. Yeah, that might just be the best option off the bat here. Saga. Urborg. Ooh, interesting. Pitch the Sanctum. Another Dothy. Frightening. Yep. We'll block with the Talisman. Down to 3. Another KGC. Really? Am I going to have to EE for 2 and clear out the Dothys? I guess that also gets rid of the talent. So minus KGC for engineered explosives. I will... So we can generate 1, 2, then we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's not enough to play the other KGC. So KGC will die. I guess actually black, white, 2. Yeah, we only have 3 left. All right, so black, or, okay. EE. Black, green, 2. Done. And then I guess we can just hold. Yes, we can just hold at this point. And pass. In response, EE and pass. Maybe I should have, maybe I should have done it on my turn, actually, because now they can grab EE off of Doth. Yeah. Yeah, because now they can EE for Sprawl. Yeah, we did misplay that. That's unfortunate. Sanctum. Oh, okay. They didn't see that line. Thank God. I guess they didn't want to hit their own rack, which makes sense. Oh, that sucks. Because now they're going to plus Lily KGC down. Yep. Mm-hmm. That is the problem. 5-6. So when Mega Spawn does work. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I guess I can get rid of Urborg. Thing is now they can just minus Lily. Commercial district makes sense to me to set up. So we'll go district, trigger, top, and pass. And pass. Now we can get rid of Lily. Mega Spawn down. We'll take 3 down to 9. Take 4 down to 8. Then 3 to 5. Yeah, this is a slight problem. Oh boy. So we will cast Devourer regardless. The problem now is, I guess we actually just, oh, I can't ward discard a card. Frickin' hell. So we have to get rid of the Lily. And Glutton can deal me 1. So I'm not dead yet, but we're not in a good spot either. Deals me 3. Okay, let's attempt to rumble. Emrakul. I'm not sure Emrakul does enough here. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Right? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah. Yep. Which means we're dead to the rack. Because that's at the beginning of chosen player's upkeep. It'll deal me 2. So that's lethal damage. Yep. Nothing I can do there, friend. Unfortunate loss there to the rack. They just got the better of me. Alright, well, that said, we'll be back for match 2. Alright, and we're back for match 2 on the draw for game 1. I will keep opponent's Tinkin. Alright, and pass. They reveal Devour. Could be the mirror match. Let's take a look. Being on the draw in the mirror match, yeah, could spell trouble. Okay, looks like they're in the teamer version. Okay, so we have a similar play here. Imprint. The problem is if they have a turn 2 Karn, we're just SOL. Not SOL, yeah, actually pretty close to SOL. Lab. Imprint. Yeah. T's a problem. Local metal. Command. Command kind of falls within the same lines of Rumble. It'll get us one more. We can dig 4 deep. We need a soul land. There's the temple, but also there's the Karn, but we can't play Karn because we're going to liquid metal our lab. So we need to go temple, that way we can play Sowing Mycospawn and try and climb out of this hole. We'll pass. Liquid metal. Yep. Uh-huh. Is that your turn? Malevolent Rumble. I'm gonna grab a Sowing Mycospawn, I imagine. Yes. Okay. So temple. Mycospawn. Trigger. For temple. And then I need to command the spawn. And hope they don't have another land. Because that way they don't double sinkhole me. And pass. Yep. So here comes a Sowing Mycospawn to protect Karn. Like I said, at least I'm not getting double sinkholed. The problem is now there's no way for me to get past the Mycospawn. Ghost Quarter, okay, well they will hit the temple. So how do we get around this? 5, 6, 7. He'll be 8, 9. So it comes down to just keeping bodies on board, or lands on board. Attack Karn. Is there a world where we can make this work? We somehow get, what, 8 types in Yard? Even that might not be enough. Districts. Trigger. That'll be interesting. Sprawl into Yard. 7. 8, 9, 10. We'll still be 3 off, though. Yeah. Like, right now, we're just perpetually off. So what's the solution? Right now we can only get up to 10. Down to 9. Yeah, I just don't think there's anything we can do at this point. We'll just concede out. So Eldrazi Ramp. And we'll move to game 2. Yeah, that turn 2 Karn, I saw that and I was like, ooh, that's looking a bit rough. Alright. Nature's Claim and Chris, and run it back. They're probably going to be bringing in Consign to memory, so I'll have to keep that in mind. On the play for game 2. Mulligan this hand. And keep this one. Do you want to keep the Ghost Quarter or not? I don't think so. It's best grabbed off of Myco. So going Forest Utopia Sprawl into Rumble is probably best. Need to find something off the top. That's all I know. So we'll drop the Ghost Quarter. Keep, Drop quarter and not pass. Done. Reveals Devourer. To main, forest, sprawl, and red. Pass and pass. Lab, Imprint Devourer, Talisman, and pass, I imagine. Yep. All right. I hear a cat scratching at my door. Oh, interesting. Nature's Claim. Son of a... I mean, it's not the end of the world, but it does set us back, regardless. Lab. So we will go Forest, Rumble. The problem is that we could go World Breaker, but we're not going to be playing that for a while. I guess we can always tuck Breaker, Emrakul underneath Lab. Yeah. Let's see. Emrakul will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Versus World Breaker. Yeah, we'll go grab Emrakul. And pass. 4 types in yards at 7, 8. And pass. Temple. 1 off of a kicked Myco spawn. Of course. Okay, you have a Myco spawn, which means you have a follow-up. Either this is a command? No. Myco spawn, Breeding Pool, Shock for a Rumble? No. That's to hold up a Consign, I imagine. Verdant Cat. I will play Verdant Cat and pass. Yeah, we're in a bit of trouble, I fear. I'll attack. No blocks. Down to 21. And do you have a kicked Myco spawn? You clearly have a Consign. That much is clear to me. Going to end step. Might have a command as well. Verdant Cat. Districts. Trigger, Rumble, top. Opponent's thinking about something. I think they have a command, would be my guess. Rumble can theoretically put another 3 types into yard, or another 4 types into yard. Even with that, 8, 9, 10, 11. Actually, yeah. There's KGC. I mean, we can try and play it, though I'm not confident that will result in much. Let's attempt, regardless. If we Ugin Lab Emrakul, that's 1 less spawn we need to sacrifice for. However, give me Stomping Ground Shock. Let's see that consign. Yep. And pass. My concern, of course, being that they had some way to exile a land or destroy a land. Now, this looks like it is commands. I was correct about that. Yeah, I think opponents got it. Between the early Nature's Claim and the consign, things are looking a bit grim. 1 top, 2 bottom. We'll pass. 3, 4. That's looking like a KGC into a liquid metal coating. How do we go about this now? Short of our own KGC off the top, I don't think there's much we can do. Draw 5 cards. 5, 8, 10. Draw. Interesting. Lab. Imprint Emrakul. If they go after the lab, 1, 2, 3, 4. No, we're shy of the World Breaker. Damn. In response, we'll return. So that's 9, 10, 11. Still short. Cavernous Souls, name Eldrazi. This looks like I kicked Myco Spawn or World Breaker. So that's going to push us back even farther, meaning that even a Karn won't save us. Null Drifter. Not much better, to be honest. Because now they have Annihilator 1, and Karn still is going to be an issue. 5. Do we have a artifact in yard? We don't, so we could push it up to 6. Temple will be destroyed. We'll have 10. Yeah, all but Talisman. 6, 10, 11, 12. So we'll play the Cavernous Souls, name Eldrazi. And then pass. In response, float colorless. In response, return World Breaker to hand. Sacrifice. Not sure it's even relevant, unfortunately. But I might as well get value. Rumble. Rumble will resolve. There's their own Emrakul. I imagine they grab. Yep. So I think they might have enough to cast it even. Null Drifter and Mega Spawn will attack. With Null Drifter attacking, we get pushed to 6 types in yard. What are we missing? Oh, instant. Okay, yeah. See exactly what we're missing. Missing a command. Alright, down to 5. If we find a command, we might be okay. That's not a command. So 6, 10, 12, we're short 1. Damn. If we had another turn, then maybe, but we do not, because we are looking down at lethal on board. Alright, you got me. That Nature's Claim early, actually, on the Utopia Sprawl. That would have gotten me there. Alright, well, we'll be back for match 3. Alright, and we're back for match 3 on the play for game 1. We can keep this hand. Do you think we go Commercial District into Temple Rumble? Try and find a Sowing Mycospawn. Alright, main, district, trigger. Let's see what's on top. Sanctum. It's not bad, but not great. So we'll put it in the bin. Pass. And pass. Watery Grave, Shock, Thoughtseize. Relic. Relic target me. So probably a Frog Ketramos would be my guess. KGC is an option. Yeah, I'll go KGC. And pass. And hold up the ability to respond in case of a Bowmaster. Just going to exile, that's fine. Draw. Writhing Chris is a -2, but we can't play it right now. Imprint. I'm gonna say Emrakul. It's unlikely that we get to play this. If we resolve KGC, I think I'm going to attempt to resolve Malevolent Rumble first. I'll grab 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go Cavernous Souls. This allows me to grab Chrysalis next turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do you have a Force? There's the Force, hence why I'm not worried about the KGC. Makes sense, and we'll pass. The fact that I missed your land drop, though, is reassuring for me. I wonder if they just kept a bad hand, hoping for the right draw. Yeah, it's kind of looking that way. So I'm going to say this is Oculus. And this has Ketramos splash white, basically. If that's the case, we cut Karn, cut return, 2 Dismembers Chrysalis in. And keep Gemstone in and run it back. I guess I could cut the Ghost Quarter for return. A bit late. Hand's a bit meh. Yeah, I mulligan this. What makes this hand good? Not much. Like, we have this member, yeah, but other than that, what are we looking for? We need to top deck multiple cards for it to be relevant. Yeah, this is probably another mulligan. Yikes. Going down to 4 seems wrong. I'll keep drop bog. Do we really drop bog? I can't drop bog. Drop dismember, drop command, and pray. Pass. Draw. Stomping grounds, thank God. Shock. Sprawl. Of course, I'm going to say that now, then a Harbinger is going to absolutely bone me. Green, pass. Marsh Flats, fetch for Watergrave Shock for Thought Scour. Consider. Okay. And pass. Hallowed Fountain, Shock for Froge. 'Tis a Froge. Rumble. Think it might be right to Talisman. Sprawl. Green. Bajuka Bog. Target you. And pass. Alright, we're up to 5. If we draw into a temple, we can breaker. They play a whatchamacallit, Harbinger or SOL. Do you have the Harbinger? Relic, that's fine. I have a counter spell up though. So that is 6. I'll attempt to resolve Rumble. Let's see the counter spell. Really? That's shocking. Ghost Quarters. I mean, they're going to be able to exile my yard, so I think we just go with Ugin Lab, question mark. Ghost Quarter has some utility. I'll grab the Ghost Quarter. And pass. I guess once again I should hold up the ability to respond in case of a Bowmaster. 'Tis an off chance. With the Relic on board, just Emrakul is likely not to resolve. Or at least be castable at a reasonable rate. Relic, target me. I will get rid of a Rumble. Consider their options. Float the frog. Target me. Exile land. We'll take the 2 down to 13. There's an exercise on a 15. Land and passing. Okay. K return. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I imagine you have a consign. Let's get rid of your white source. See if that resolves. There's the consign. Nope, counterspell. That's fine. That means Ketramos is still not able to be cast. Unless you pitch 3, you can't float the frog. I'll snap block it. Yep, I will block. Chrysalis. Looks like another counterspell. Nope, this time it's a consign. up the return. I'll take 3. Yep. 4. Do you have a unearth? I imagine that's why you'd pitch the Oculus. Yes. End step, I'm going to cast the return. Trigger, and now we need a 7 mana value spell off the top. Ideally a Devourer. Rumble is not that. They have a counter spell. They do. Spell Snare, that will be the game, so we'll concede. Alright, lost for game 2. And we'll be on the play for game 3. We'll cut the Gemstone Cavern, bring in one more return. And run it back. Yeah, short of a Devourer off the top, don't think there was too much we could have done. Bit awkward. I will keep it though. If we go District, then Misty, Fetch, Green, Sprawl, Talisman. And probably the correct order. Trigger, Breaker, to Grave, and pass. And pass. Really, we need just 2 colorless sources. Watergrave, Shock, Thoughtseize. What do you want to grab? Probably the command, I imagine. They could take the Sprawl and slow me down a bit, I suppose. So in Mega Spawn in case they're worried about a Bajuka Bog. But command's correct. Devourer. Misty Rainforest, Fetch. For Forest. Sprawl. For red. And Talisman. And pass. And pass. So next turn we can Sowing Myco Spawn. If we draw into a land, we can Talisman and Myco Spawn. Chrysalis. In that case, I'm going to Chrysalis instead. You have a Consign. This will get me my 2 color sources that I'm looking for. Yep. Body will resolve, which is fine actually. You have a much more reactive hand, it looks like. I'll fetch for a forest. And let's go to combat first. And I guess I can cast the Sowing Myco Spawning, then play the Talisman after. Yeah, it seems correct. Does Sowing Myco Spawn resolve, or do we see another Consign? Okay, so that is fine. At least we've seen 2 Consigns now, so a lot more of my triggers should resolve. Froge, I will snap block that all day. Forest, And Talisman. And pass. Don't think there's anything we really need to do, so we're just going to pass and then block the Froge. Ketramos into Yard. Yep. Unearth the Ketramos. Yeah. Well, now we have to deal with the Ketra. I'll block. Yep. That is fine. Yeah, leaving the Ketra on board wouldn't be advisable. Pitches a frog. Guess you can draw another card. Relic gets rid of World Breaker. Get rid of Misty. Ketra draw. Okay. Temple. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Get rid of Ketra. And pass. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're one short on the breaker. I'll exile the Writhing Chris. Consider. Do we block? Yeah. Forcing the pitch 2 cards. There's Spell Snare. And Dark Slick. Rumble. Does Rumble resolve? It does, and we hit not in. Wild. For red. The problem now is that the moment we attempt to bring back World Breaker, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, I'd have to sacrifice 2 lands. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can do that. Yeah. Yeah, I can do that at any point in time, though, so I'm not too pressed. Surveil trigger. Imagine they'll float the frog. Yeah, if they do, we'll attempt to return World Breaker, force them to Relic. I'll pick Malevolent Rumble. Frog will gain flying, so we'll take 6 down to 12. Yep, no blocks. Draw a card, and it's an end step. I will attempt to return World Breaker to hand, sacrificing a forest. I will return a World Breaker to hand, sacrificing a Commercial District. a Chrysalis. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So yes. Yes, I can. Does Chrysalis resolve? It does not. Third consign will pass. And pass. I'll block the frog with the token, of course. Thoughtseize. Rip. Do you have an unearth? No, but you gain flying. You can deal me 9. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Do I really need to, on end step, return Worldbreaker to hand? I mean, if I don't, I lose. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we'll return Worldbreaker to hand. Sacrifice the forest. Or types in yard that way. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And if they have a counterspell, we lose. Yeah, seeing all 3 of their consigns is kind of nutty. Wild. Yeah, you got it. And concede. Magic do be like that sometimes. Sometimes you lose not because you play incorrectly. Like, maybe there was an argument that we should have exiled the frog over the Ketra? I don't know. I mean, Ketra would have gained them life, would have dealt me damage. At least they're having to exile cards from Yard to float the frog, which means sometimes it's blockable, but the frog can get bigger than Ketra can, so I don't know. Hard for me to say. Hard for me to say. Well, we'll be back for match 4. Alright, and we're back for match 4 on the play for game 1. Let's take a look at our opening hand, shall we? Hand is okay, but would be made better by a lab or temple, but then we'd be stuck on top decking. That's the only thing, right? Like, yeah, we can grab a lab temple, we'll have 5 mana, sure, but then what? I mean, we'll have a lot of hits at the top in that case, in the way of Chrysalis, in the way of Soin Mycospawn, Karn the Great Creator. Okay, yeah, we'll keep. I will keep. Or reveal Devourer, trigger. Ideally, we find Lab Temple. Devourer. Trigger. There's Lab. There's also Rumble. But I think Lab is correct. Yes, we'll go Lab. Forest. Sprawl red. Pass. Pass. Let's see, or try and figure out what we're up against. Marsh Flats. Could be a lot of things. Lab. Imprint. Emrakul. Play Talisman. And hold up the ability to respond. Marsh Flats fetch for Shadowy Backstreet, so probably Blink. So holding the Devour might be well worth it. If they land past and they have Ophelia, hopefully they don't. Ooh, this looks like an older build. Bailmerk is okay. This means they don't have Ophelia. Resolves. Probably grab Solitude. Would be my guess. No, Emperor Bones. Interesting. Yes. Sprawl. And for green. I don't like doubling up Sprawl in this case, but I think it's correct. Need one more land for Breaker or Devourer. I don't remember seeing flagstones in Blink anymore, but I could be mistaken. Yeah, there's no real cost to having it there. Is Ketra, Recruiter of the Guard. Okay, so it's a bit of a different build than normal, I think. At this point, I believe we can just pass. I mean, if they want to Solitude into nothing, they can. White Orchid Phantom is a problem, but not the end of the world. Okay, there's 7. This does mean giving up the Emrakul, but I'm not horribly upset by this. We will grab the Stomping Grounds, though, and Shock. And then World Breaker. Still not sure if they have Ketra, so I'd rather World Breaker the Overlord. And pass. And pass. This does mean that we will... I guess one downside is this does mean we will not be able to cast the Devourer unless we find another colorless source, right? That's the one downside there. Yes. I'll grab a Forest. Do you have an Ephem? Godless Shrine, Shock, and paying cost for another Overlord. Could grab the Skyclave. Grabbed what? I didn't say. Returns. It just says the opponent. What did you choose with Bailmerk? Log. Doesn't say. Alright, I asked my opponent, hoping that they're truthful. I want to say it was the Skyclave. So in Mycospawn. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I guess on the off chance it's relevant, we'll get rid of the Flagstone. And then I will grab a Eldrazi Temple. Yeah, I think that is correct. And then pass. Let's apply pressure. We'll pass again. We're down to 10. Looks like opponent's going to ignore my request. But I'm fairly certain that it was in fact the Skyclave. So yeah, this looks like an older version of Blink. Which I'm not sure if this one with Aether Vial runs Ketra. I would imagine the answer is no. Emperor Bones. Can grab Solitude. You need another land. Okay, you have another land. Bolt down to 7. Yeah, wish I would have held up the return. I guess I knew about the Emperor. So now Solitude will hit the Breaker. The good news is we can get rid of the Emperor Bones. Yep, we'll just take the 5. Cavern of Souls. Name Eldrazi. I'm not sure I care about Overlord the Baelmerk right now. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Again, means I can't cast the return. We're going to be 1 short. So we'll get rid of the Emperor Bones. And then go attacking. And pass. So Skyclave's in hand. I don't think anything else is known, so 4 unknowns. Yeah, they just put up X2s down to 4, that's gutsy. Skyclave can eat a talisman? Oh, no, I can eat a Soin Mycospawn. That's fine. Lethal's still on board. What are these last 2 for? I'm gonna guess a Felia. Down to 15. Overlord. Wooded Foothills. I mean, we can just force them to have something. If it's Felia, then they still have to block. So 1. I guess I can just go 3. And then go to combat. Attack. Bowmaster. Ping me. Block. And put a pause on end step. So now they need 2 blockers. Looks like they're passing. I'm going to fetch the Wooded Foothill. And Commercial District. Trigger. Trigger resolves. Ghost Quarters to the grave. But that is not doing much. Another Devourer. I'm gonna go to combat and swing in for 10. They'll need another blocker. Do you have another Orcish Bow? There's the Felia as the second blocker, so I was right about the Felia. Yep. Both down. Paying for cost for an EFM. That is fine. They want to grab the Overlord, so I think we just go for 5, 6, 7. I'm not going to return, but I will get rid of the Overlord. So that way you won't have a blocker. We are not going to trigger. EFM rebounds. We have 2 cards in hand. And opponent scoops it up. Alright, so this is Blink. Though an older version of it, though I guess there's 2 variations of Blink at this point. One with Ketra and Relic, and then one without Ketra and Vial. I think this version we don't need Dismembers in. Return's probably a bit better. But we'll still cut to Karn and run it back. Yeah, that seems right. I really do want to wish for this Conduit of Worlds. I feel like in some grinding matchups this could be relevant. Like I just imagine, we're against control, we burned them out of counter spells, we resolve Karn, get Conduit, play Conduit, and then we, I don't know, pick up World Breaker, Devour, or hell, an Emrakul from Graveyard. Could be interesting, but I also think that there's a little bit of a not, like, there's so much graveyard hate that it could be difficult to really pull off. I'm on the draw and I do have a cavern. That looks good to me. I think we will keep and exile Bog and pass. Hesitant to play the Temple. Probably will go with the cavern instead. Aether Vial resolves. Command. I think I still go with the cavern. Name Eldrazi. And then we will rumble. We'll go breaker and pass. And pass. Guess I should hold up the ability to respond in case of a Bowmaster. Yeah. Probably would be correct. If they just go White Orchid Phantom, we'll still be able to play the Chrysalis. Shadowy Backstreet, that's fine. Seems like a bit of a slower hand on their part, which we're okay with. Felia into the grave. Alright. Emrakul. Temple. I think we do play the Talisman here. Yeah, Temple Talisman into Chrysalis. Then Chrysalis, green, 2 red. Imagine White Orchid Phantom will hit the Temple next turn, but that's not the end of the world. 4 types in Yard. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Too short of the Emrakul right now. So they can play 2 2-mana value spells this turn. What we think an opponent? Thoughtseize. Yes. I imagine you take the World Breaker, because that's immediately castable. And again, the command's also an issue. Yeah. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now we're only 1 off. So if we draw into a land, then we will be able to cast Emrakul. No land, unfortunately. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, I will... Tempted to hold back with the Chrysalis. At the same time, we have the command, so even if they were to try to go White Orchid into command, yeah, we can go Breaker. Oh, not Breaker. Tag of Chrysalis. End step, White Orchid. Yep. Oh, Felia. That is fine. Yes. Imagine you play Overlord of Baelmerk. I mean, if you do that before combat, or at least before attacks, yep, Overlord is fine. There's Flicker Wisp. So now you can Flicker Wisp. That's a bit annoying. Chooses Solitude instead. Begin combat. And I'm going to attempt to exile Felia. Felia down. And we can hold the other command. Bailmerk. So they have the Solitude for the Emrakul. Lab. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6, 10. We could just go after the Overlord. I'm kind of tempted to do that, honestly. They could also play around it with a Flicker Wisp in hand, though. So we know Solitude, Flicker Wisp is in grave. 2 unknowns. I'm gonna go Ugin Lab. No imprint, so 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10. Trigger 1. Trigger 2. World Breaker to hand. Wait, what? Oh, did I not trigger second one? I did not. Weird. Trigger 2. World Breaker to hand, sack the lab. Okay, I know you have a Solitude, so I'm not gonna just play into that blindly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So trigger 1. Trigger 2. Green. And cast Breaker. And target Overlord. Let's see if you have a Flicker Wisp. Yeah, sure enough. Alright, well, we'll attack the Writhing Chris. Down to 7. Overlord will come back. Can pick up a Skyclave. Wait. Huh? Oh, I was so confused. I was like, I thought for a second they targeted the Shadowy Backstreet of Flicker Wisp. I was befuddled. Imagine they grab another Flicker Wisp. I mean, even that or a Solitude. Returns Elish Norn. Didn't even realize that was in your deck. Alright, which means now they could play Elish Norn and then Solitude triggers twice. Interesting. Marsh Flats. Is Elish Norn 5 mana? I forget how much it is. Is it 5 or 7? I want to say it's 7. Could be mistaken though. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're 3 short on Emrakul now. They can Solitude. Yep, there's Solitude, hits World Breaker. That way they can attack in with the Overlord and the Flicker Wisp for 8. Grab another Solitude. Yep. Grabs a White Orchid. Interesting. K return. Well, I mean, if you don't have a blocker, damage. And we got there. Solid stuff. All right. Definitely a bit of a close one there. Could have gone a whole lot worse, though. With that being said, we'll be back for match 5. All right, and we're back for match 5 on the play for game 1. Let's take a look. Need a green source. Temple. We'll keep. It's not the worst thing in the world. It's not great either. So out of green sources, we have 9. Talismans, we have 4. 13. Temples, another 4. So 17 potential hits. Though the talisman's kind of meh, so probably closer to 13. Trigger. I'm gonna go with a forest. Yeah? Yeah. Lab, imprint, pass. Hold up the delay to respond. What's the opponent playing? Undercity Sewers, so Oculus, Murktide, one of those two likely. Well, there's a couple different variations of Oculus. Demir versus Esper. Draw. Forest. And let's attempt to Rumble. Does Rumble resolve? Or do you have a Force? Opponent's tank. There's the Force. And we'll pass. So ideally we find a land off top that we can command the frog they're bound to play on too. Springs, bolt, frog. Pass, okay. They have a counterspell instead. Red, pass. Bowmaster. That's surprising. Bowmaster is more akin to, I want to say, the Ketra version. Either that or Murktide proper. Seriously. I'll actually keep that tucked because we have 2 returns, so that is fine. Now we just need to hope they don't have a force. If they do, then that's kind of fine. Lab, so I will return. Lab, imprint, devourer, and pass. Hold up the blade to respond. So yeah, feeling more Murktide-y. Passes. Another return, Jesus. Finding all 3 of them. I will pass back to them, hold up the command, and on one hand, like, yeah, I can use that as a permission spell, but I'm just going to pass. I think I need to hold. They're bound to have a counter spell. KGC. Okay, so now we can use command as a permission spell for KGC. Draw. Land. And go to end step. I'm thinking command X2 to play around a spell pierce. And done. Force resolves. And draw. Temple. Yeah, probably still right to do that. KGC. You have another force. 5 in yard. I'm thinking we need to grab a Tormod Script. Tormod Script, cast, and go to upkeep. Draw. Tormod Script, target you. Alright, to main, combat, end step. We could bring out Devourer. I think I'm going to hold. Opponent's tinkin'. What you tinkin' about? Could be a Bowmaster. Oh, why wouldn't you wait until after I've ticked down? Misty Rain. Got a minus Karn. You know, it's one of those matchups. Crucible of Worlds. Oh, I need double green, duh. Hold the phone. Fetch. For a forest. Crucible of Worlds. The alternative card that I thought about was Mystic Forge for the 15 slot for like these grindy matchups. You play a land from my graveyard, choose target non-land. I don't have an either or, but now if they kill Karn, we can free cast Karn from grave perpetually. Like now that that's stuck, now what do they do? We got infinite Karns. You counter my creatures? Cool. I can play those too. They all have cast triggers. You only have so many consigns, right? So I think I kind of like it. Bowmaster's fine. Yeah, hit the Karn. Go for it, mate. Mm-hmm. That is A-okay. Got an end step. I'll return Devour to hand. Yeah, I kind of like Crucible. I'm not going to lie. Draw. Or not Crucible, Conduit. Cavernous Souls. Name Eldrazi. That way you guarantee the body. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Like sometimes like this turn, it's going to sit there and do nothing. Like, that's okay. I do not need to trigger return right now. Nope. Guarantee the body. Choose target non-land permanent in your graveyard. If you haven't cast a spell this turn, which we have, you may cast that spell. Yeah, so doesn't matter. We'll pass. Pain cost for shoot to sheriff. Yep. Tis fine. And we'll grab back Devour next turn. Ifroj. Yep. That's fine. Maybe for 1. Do it. Hell, you know what we can do? I can just grab back Devourer from grave. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. I think I still put it into hand. Just on the off chance they have a Cling to Dust. Back to hand. Yeah, I don't think my opponent can actually do anything through Conduit of Worlds. Genuinely. Conduit? Target Devourer? You have a Cling to Dust? I think I kind of like this more. I'm gonna say this is Oculus. That's my. I don't know. The Bowmaster kind of tells me Murktide. Um, I kind of like Conduit of Worlds in Ramp more than I like Mystic Forge. It's kind of a stupid card, don't get me wrong, but I kind of like it. We'll bring in Chrysalis, cut return. Actually, do we cut the return? No, we can cut the Ghost Quarter. Yeah. It's tempting as the 15th slot. I'm not sure what else would fit that slot as the only thing. Like, I genuinely do not know. Maybe like another Eldrazi to replace Emrakul. We're on the draw for game 2. I mean, a green, a temple, a lab. All this is good. Opponent goes down to 6. And we'll reveal and pass. Misty. Pass. Triggers on the stack. Trigger 1. I'm going to exile all. I need something. I need a land, please. Really? Exile all? What the hell, game? You're giving me some anxiety here. Okay, that's better. I'll go temple, hold up delay to respond in case we want to cast command. I think the only instance where that would be a thing is if they unearth a Harbinger. But if they play on Earth, then it's the Oculus version, right? Yeah. Still like some more lands off the top. Still gonna hold. Blue to Delta and pass. Means that this Rumble likely won't resolve. My only thing that I don't like. Other Force, though, is good. Means that next turn if they play Frog, we can command it. Spells... Really? That's shocking. I think we grab the Sowing Mycospawn. That is very surprising. Okay. So no Spell Snare, no Counterspell, no Force. Huh. Bowmaster into Grave. What do you have in your hand? And passing again, missing a land drop. Draw. I mean, that's a kicked Mycospawn. Yeah, let's go for it. Tuck Devourer. And attempt to kick a Mycospawn. 1, 2, 4, 6. Triggers. Target Undercity Sewers. Let's see if you have a consign. Looks like they do. Do you give me the body? Probably the correct play, otherwise I'm grabbing... I think Gemstone's in exile. No, it's not. Yep, you give me the body, that's fine. And pass. Shoot the sheriff. Froge. That's fine. 2, 4, 5, 6. Well, do we... Let's see. I want to put some bait out there. Yes, do it, opponent. Pitch 2. Pitch 1. Pitch 2. K command. Ramp and exile. Yeah, we're going to send it, we're going to send it. Do you have a force? No force. Bait taken. Good stuff. It was a gamble, don't get me wrong, but I'd much rather test the limits. Next turn we have Devourer. So even if they play a Oculus here, that's fine. Murktide, that's fine. They know about the second Devourer too. This return and this Chrysalis are just dead in my hand though. Bit unfortunate. Opponent's Tinkin. That exercise would demonstrate that this is Esper. Did we ever see a white source from them last game? I feel like we didn't, which is weird to me. Opponent's passing. Wild. World Breaker. Go to combat. No blocks. 'Tis a World Breaker. And attempt to exile Sewers. There's a counterspell. That's fine though. Can always bring Breaker back if needed. Paying cost for a Murktide. Okay, I was right. It is Murktide. Look at me knowing my stuff. Like, they know about the second Devourer. At least I'd hope they remember. So I think that's a GG's. I think they're far enough behind where I don't foresee them coming back. I think opponent's kind of thinking about that too right now. Talisman, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We could play Talisman. That would allow us to play Chrysalis next turn, but I guess no, Force wouldn't actually be the end of the world. So, Talisman. And hold up. Somehow I miscounted. Don't want to do that again. And go to combat. Yeah, I think this is GG's. I don't foresee a way of getting back out of this, and opponent agrees. Solid 2-0 win against Murktide. Alright, well, those were our 2 wins for the night against Blink and against Murktide. Definitely some rough matches before that, but we got there in the end, so can't complain too much. With that being said, as always, if you guys did enjoy today's show, please do consider hitting the like button. Comment down below if you saw any mistakes that I made, any lines that I missed, or just some general feedback. It is always much appreciated. For as much as I hope that you all learn from me in both my successes and my failures, I hope to learn from you all as well. And last but not least, if you guys haven't already, please do consider hitting the subscribe button, especially if you made it to this point in the video. We're getting closer and closer to our next goal of 1,000 subscribers, so every subscriber does matter. With that being said, folks, I'll see you next time. Bye bye!